Bang! Here's how I made 1,736 trading Asia today. Holy fucking shit. Let's get right into the recap, by the way. So we almost passed the 25k eval. I am not going to think about that. I'm going to show up tomorrow morning, Newark AM, not giving a fuck about that. But anyways, we made 1,736 across two accounts. So for PNL wise, 995 on my 50k. I'll get into everything, so just watch till the end. A very saucy video, by the way, on Asia. If you guys have never traded Asia before, I've been documenting and journaling for a few months now, and I will give you extreme sauce at the end. And then $741 on the 25k right here. Executions on the 25k, executions on the 50k. So we're just gonna get into the actual part on how I caught over 100, practically fucking, where was my fill? Somewhere around here, over 100 points, really. So let's get right into it. I hope you guys like this trade recap. But yeah, so if you guys don't know already, I do trade Newark AM. However, recently I have been journaling Asia, and I've been telling my boy about this, and just in general I have been journaling a lot, right? So these were my live sort of comments of it. If you want to pause the video and read it and shit, but this was basically what I was journaling while doing it. But what did I learn from Asia? Like, how did I know to take this? So let's get right into it. So first off, what do we have? Well, Asia first off opens, I forgot to say, Asia session, right? Opens technically at 8 p.m. Now, because I trade NASDAQ futures, it technically opens up at 6 p.m. However, the actual Asia, which is very key volatile, right? Or at least the most volatile part of the sort of late night sort of trading, night trading, volatile, is 8 p.m. So the only thing that I will be trading for Asia is during 8 p.m. So really, I only get on at like 7:50, 7:55. Now, ignore every single drawing here. I want you to focus on one thing only. And what did we have? We have a new day opening gap created. This is very, very crucial, by the way. This was the exact reason why I hopped onto Asia, because I was like, I know for a fact we are going to hit this. I know for a fact. See, I didn't even finish journaling New York AM, but I was so confident in this that I was literally willing to max risk on everything, right? So I took a max, practically winning day, right? Max is 750, and then I was trying to go for like a little bit more on the 50k. Exited early on the 50k, but I'll get into it. I trailed stop, but anyways, coming into actual Asia, how was I convicted to take this? Well, first off, understanding the structure. So what have we been doing? Well, since we've opened a new day opening gap, sorry, not a new week opening gap, which is at 6 p.m., right? So essentially, if you want to see this, right here, we have only been starting to generate liquidity, which is what I've seen happen. So now I want 8 p.m. to give us clear manipulation and then distribute. And I was willing to target all of this. Now, getting into the actual sort of thing on why I took this. To be honest, I was looking for some sort of key level here because we were kind of lacking it. I saw that we had a daily here, but I didn't really want to wait for that. So I was just looking for any internal. I see this 30-minute right here, and this was only the key level that I saw. I did peep later that we had this 4-hour. I didn't give a fuck about it. Truly, this 30-minute is good enough to me. Okay, it's not in LR, right? It's clearly right here, 30-minute. Very, very nice. And one key thing was that ES was also in a 4-hour at the time, so we did have true manipulation. Now, what does 930 do? Sorry for all the drawings. 930 does the perfect PO3, and when I saw that, I was willing to pre-fire this. However, I just wanted to wait, right? I wanted to wait for a proper inversion and a CISD, and then also Asia being in the ES being in the 4-hour, it wasn't clearly respecting it, so I just wanted to wait a little bit. But I was so willing to take this trade, right? So what did I take it off right here? Well, I took it off this 2-minute inversion and CISD right here. Very, very, very clean. Yes, are we in a 4-minute? Which I don't think inversed. Even if it did, I don't take 4 minutes. I only trade low time frame inversions, so 15-second. Sorry, not 4-minute, 3-minute. Anyways, we were in some sort of gap. So technically 3-minute inversed. I didn't give a fuck about that. I only cared about this 2-minute right here, CISD, boom, bang. And then my fill was basically, I actually had a good fill. I had 617, so right here. Oh wait, was that a good fill? Actually, it wasn't a good fill, or somewhat, whatever. But basically, I entered right there. I entered first on my 25K right here. You can see executions and everything for a 2.5 RR basically. And then on my 50K, I just had to log in and then enter on there as well. But now, what do we have right here? So why do I take it off this 2 minute? Why do I not wait for like this 5 minute? Why do I not take it off like there was a 30-second inversion? Purely because I wanted confirmation that we were going to actually distribute now. And what's very, very key and saucy after I recap all of this is 8 p.m. PO3 treated as 9:30, if not better. Okay, this is something that I've been journaling, and please stay tuned to the end of this video. I promise you it is so worth it. 8 p.m. PO3, just fucking take notes on this. 8 p.m. PO3, high time frame cons, / Judas. I don't know why my keyboard's bugging. Right? 9:30 PO3 Judas. Basically the equivalence. If you guys know me, I love Judas's. I actually saw recently I have a 92% win rate in them. I am willing to risk heavy on them. I'm willing to pre-fire them. And an 8 p.m. PO3 Judas or high time frame con is exactly that. Now, getting into more technical wise, why did I actually take this? Well, 8 p.m., what does it do? Well, first off, we have been generating liquidity. Look what we've been doing for the past fucking 2 hours, basically, only generating liquidity. I did not give a fuck about this 5 minute to target or like any sort of break evens. I'll get into that, but we have our sort of accumulation ascending. We have now a PO3 opening, sweeping the highs. We also have turtle soup. Just look at how we perfectly sweep these highs, no body closure past it. We also had an SMT right here, and then boom, we have our little inversion. Now, where was ES at the time? Yes. Does ES have equal highs with it? Yes. Is it not currently looking very, very good, I guess? Sure, right? Equal highs here, equal highs here. However, I did not give a single fuck about those equal highs, because equal highs and equal lows in Asia do not matter as much because of the volatility. That's also something that I learned really recently. Sorry. They don't matter as much, okay? And I wasn't going to let equal highs and equal lows ruin my whole narrative on this trade. I was very confident in it. Very, very confident in it. One con does not mean shit. So took it off right there. 2 minute inversion, 2 minute CISD, targeting all of this LR. And I did target the full NDOg, but I'll get into it, how I manage risk, because that's one thing that's very key in Asia, because Asia, is slower, right? If it's slower, you need to be patient. If you can't be patient, well, then you're probably going to want to exit early. You might get break even, or you might not be able to capitalize as much as you wanted to, be able to capitalize as much as you wanted to. Okay, this is not like New York AM. So if anybody has not traded Asia, I'm not telling you to. What I am saying for you to do is gather data on it, because that's what I've been doing. Don't just blindly fucking trade Asia because every single day trader now wants to trade Asia session. No. Okay, so 2 minute right there, CISD inversion. My fill was 17, so right here. Stop loss at the wick right here, and I was targeting full NDOg. Now on my 25K, the max winning is 750, and my fill is actually, again, whatever, 615, but whatever. On the 50K it was 617. Does that make it any fucking better? Oh, I guess this was a good fill. Anyways, you get my fucking point. But I had to target only a 2.5, right? 2.5, really, 2.44, whatever, just to get my max day. So I'll kind of talk about more on the 50K using this, showing this. So on the 50K, right, if we go back to my executions, I'll exit replay mode. You see how we just run NDOg? I actually want to see what New York AM does. But anyways, sorry. So this was basically my executions on it, right? 617 stops right there, 617, and then right there. So I actually exited. I think I risked I actually didn't risk that much. I risked only like 400 That's kind of unintentional in a way, but I was fine with that because either way I knew that I was going to make a grand on this. But anyway, so that's pretty much my RR wise. So more RR on here, but less risk. This was like 4 risk, like 350, 320. Somewhere, sorry, under 25k I'm talking about. But anyways, so getting into the actual trade itself, how did I play it? Now, once I saw this 2-minute inversion in CISD, I was 100% confident that we were not going to run this stop loss and this high right here. It is protected. SMT, we have a sweep right here, our sort of stop hunt accumulation breakout. We also have more of an internal stop hunt right here. We have a beautiful V-shaped 2-minute IFVG and CISD aligned with APM PL3, stack PL3, LRL, external DOL, NDOg. Oh, fuck. I'm sweaty as fuck. But truly, there are everything good about this, nothing bad about this. Now, one thing that I did want to notice, and honestly, this is a very sniper entry, but I didn't really need it. I already was up RR. Was right here. There was this BPR fair value gap tap in, also CISD tap in. One thing that I really love seeing is what do we do now? Well, we respect this little 3-minute gap that's also aligned with the BPR. What is a BPR? If you guys don't know what it is, it's a balanced price range. It's basically, simple terms, something that I've just been journaling, more back testing, but it's a fair value gap aligned with an inverse fair value gap where we essentially tap back into it. So essentially, as you can see right here, what do? Well, we inverse the 3-minute right here. So, you know, we inverse it, but then we also create a gap. Guess what we do right after that? We respect it and actually wick CE of it. So honestly, this could have been like a more like very precise sniper entry and just take some shit like that. However, I didn't care about that. To me, that actually added more confirmation, and I knew that my trade idea was now 110% right. So how did I play right here? Now, basically, I could have won for the 1-to-1. However, I was really confident in NDOg. I normally do not like taking higher RR trades simply because I just love, you know, the piece of the pie. But why was I so confident in this? Because you have to understand what the market does. Looking at Asia session, usually we have these more bigger expansions, but they're slower, and they normally take our DOLs or fill our gaps. You know, I'll just get rid of this, or fill our gaps. So then, you know, New York AM and New York AM can start to distribute. So what do I expect? Well, Asia session to now take NDOg and probably New York AM to start respecting and then delivering to this daily, which, don't quote me on that, but if it does that, but anyways, I was very confident in this. You have the best external DOL with this fat NDOg, new day opening gap, 6 p.m. with a bunch of LR, like literally 2 hours worth of LR. Very clean, right? So if we look on how the one-to-one was, let's just say right here. 1-to-1 was basically here. Now, what are all of these things that I have marked right here? Well, this is just a 30-minute volume imbalance. It's not a fair value gap, but it's just something that I've noticed. And then I also marked EQ of the range right here. The reason that I did that is very key. If I did not see us starting to displace past it, which I think was also a 5-minute gap. Yeah, so it was a 5-minute gap. So the way that I play this is I let it play it out. I didn't trail once I hit my 1-to-1 or anything. I didn't trail right here. I wanted to, you know, wait. Now, once I saw this 5-minute inverse right here with my with the EQ of range, getting body closure, I was now break even. I didn't trail yet. I just managed my risk, and then only now did I go break even. I didn't go break even body closure. I didn't go break even at this 5-minute due to defending versus attacking. I went break even, and I made sure to do this to be able to capitalize on Asia trades and not get break even fast or just only get a 1-to-1. So with that in mind, right here was another accumulation zone, as you can see right here. So this was where I was willing to trail to my 1-to-1, because if you see right here, I actually keep my position tool on because I keep fucking deleting it. But basically, once we got to this, it would have been close to 1-to-2. So I would be fine now trailing to my 1-to-1, expecting us now, right? Once we make this high right here, a lower high, we probably make this right here a lower high, and this right here we should make a lower high and continue. We should not sweep these highs or do anything like that. Now, what did we start to do? We actually opened up a 5-minute, and you know, good. Lucky for me that my break even was all the way up here, so I wouldn't be, you know, worried about that. But one thing I did also notice is that we had an SMT with the 5-minute, and NQ now hits this 4-minute right here. If you go back to what I was saying, I actually wanted to add more micros if we had a 5-minute con. I didn't end up doing that just because like we didn't hit the 5-minute, but we did hit a 4-minute. But still, really good. My whole point in that is just how the trade was playing out, how I was managing my risk. And I said this, if you watch my Insta, my little screen recording, I wanted to trail, right? Once we got body closure past here, displacing candle, trailed. So now this is where I trailed to my 1-to-1 right here. Once we passed this, and basically my TP for my 25K was, I think, around here, like 520 or 522. And I was just expecting us now to just fucking run it. And just sort of, more on another note, what do I mean by this? Accumulation zone. Well, now you see that we have a bunch of accumulation zones, right? So we have this little accumulation zone right here. We have, this practically whole big accumulation zone. And it's just, something to notice and something to target because you have such clean LR, leading up to your NDOg in your external DOL. And right there, I got TP filled, I think, at my 25K. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record it. I was literally just pulling up OBS because, bro, I was like recording on my phone for this trading view. And then I was going to record that as well just for content wise, but whatever. And then, so right here is kind of how I manage my risk even more. On the 50K, because up here I was around $1,000 up, so I just trailed it right here expecting us to just flush down. I did get stopped out on my 50K right here, and then it does later hit NDOg and actually like dumps another more 68 points, which technically I could have been a part of on the 50K. Unfortunate, but like I made practically a band, so on the 50K, so I don't really give a fuck. But anyways, now getting into the more sauce, just recapping this, very summarizing because I've been yapping for a lot. Basically, what we had was an 8 p.m. Judas inside a 30-minute with true manipulation ES in the 4-hour. 8 p.m., very key. What does it do? Well, it starts to sweep these highs, not close any body past it. We have also an SMT with this. We have, a liquidity sweep, accumulation breakout. Now we have a 2-minute V-shape inversion, CISD back, CISD tap back in, BPR, fair value gap, targeting what? A 5-minute unfilled, not a spot of break even. We have LRL. We have volume imbalances. We have EQ of range, using that to understand when to go break even and manage risk. We have accumulation zones and LR leading up to our external DOL NDOg. How did I manage my risk properly? Well, I didn't go break even so fast. I didn't go break even at this 5-minute, didn't go break even here. I waited and saw. Then once we had an actual body passed, then I went break even. Didn't trail my 1-to-1 yet until I saw a rebalance, because once we start to dump fucking 100 points, we're gonna have to rebalance, right? So I expected some sort of rebalance. If we rebalance in the 5-minute, that's fine, but we had an SMT now and we rebalance in the 4-minute. So really nice that we did that. Then right there, I trailed to my 1-to-1. I was basically at a 1-to-2. At this point, I knew it was going to hit my 25K and 50K, and then I was just a little bit worried that we were going to slow down around here and chop for NDOg. So I just took my 1K, exited a little slightly early on my 50K. So again, P&L wise 741, and then it was like 975 on the 50K. So really quick summary, but now I'm gonna get into some sauce, and I want to give you guys a little bit insight on what I've been journaling. I'm gonna use an example because this was actually where was it? Okay, yes. So I actually had my alerts set for this exact trade, and this is practically exactly like this one, and I have many more of these, and I'm just gonna kind of like summarize this a little bit, what I mean. So anyways, I wasn't able to take this because I was at work yesterday. I had my alerts set up, however they got fucked up and I wasn't able to trade it. But this is a 8 p.m. Judas high time frame con. So remember what I said in the beginning, and I want you guys to please like fucking write this down somewhere. 8 p.m. Judas high time frame con. High time frame con / Judas. Okay, like this, like that's how important this is. Okay, this is starting to get better than the 930 Judas, in my opinion, if you know how to trade it. Same way with Judas is in general for 930. But so probably one of the best Asia setups trade This now beats this. But my whole point in this is what I've been journaling is that 8 p.m., especially 8 p.m., treated as 9:30, usually manipulates, and either we get an instant sort of Judas, which is also a higher time frame con, or we might start to leave a big wick, accumulate, then manipulate, and then target that, which is exactly what we did right here. So we had our two sort of options where what we have already 8 p.m. PO3 manipulating, then distributing, or 8 p.m. accumulating, generating, manipulating, then distributing. So that's kind of what I want you guys to note. If you have never traded Asia, don't fall for like the propaganda in the sense to just start trading it stupidly. I'm happy I didn't just jump into it. I've been journaling, collecting data, and I can confidently say that every single trade with an 8 p.m. sort of PO3 has been playing out. The only times now that I will really be trading Asia is literally I'll get on at 7:50, and at like 8:30, maybe 8:45, if there isn't anything, I'll probably get off. There was something, I think, a few days ago at around 9 p.m. that I saw. That was pretty nice. But just overall, the reason for that is because 8 p.m. is the start of Asia session, so it is the most volatile. But other than that, I hope that was a good amount of sauce for you guys. Just imagine top ticking the fuck out of this. How much did we dump? This is actually insane, bro. 225 points. Yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys actually did learn a lot from this. I will be maybe not always doing trade recaps on my Asia trades if I am able to, actually take them, because it's kind of hard with work. Now I kind of have two jobs, but I have to choose between one because I'm not going to be able to do that for grade 12. And then also I'm going to be working afternoons, so that's going to kind of fuck me. But just let me know what you guys think about that, or like, what do you think I should do? But anyways, I'll still be trading New York AM as usual. I'm going to still show up tomorrow morning. What's tomorrow morning? Oh shit, it's my rest day. But I'll still be showing up tomorrow morning for New York AM because I honestly want to pass this. I'm not going to force anything, but if I do see us in a clear direction, I might just scalp it, but I'm not going to force anything. But that's pretty much it, guys. So I really, really do appreciate all the support. Recently on Instagram, I've been blowing up, over 500K, 500,000 views. And then, YouTube, we're almost at 200. So let's get to 200 by this weekend. But yeah, anyways, guys, let me know down below in the comments if you guys have any more questions about this trade and Asia. Always hit me a DM on Instagram if you guys want to learn more about it, or you're just curious about my thoughts, or like if you guys do take any Asia trades. Again, DM me or just text me things, because I just want to see what everybody takes, or like if you did take the same thing as me, fucking congrats to you, honestly. But anyways, guys, see you in the next video. Peace out. Much love, everybody. Hope you guys actually enjoyed the sauce, because I'm fucking staying up to make this video. But anyways, guys, too much yap. See you in the next video. Much love. Peace. Yeah, boy.